चैनं जयतु मोक्षमार्गस्य नेतारम् वेत्तारं कर्मभृतां ज्ञातारं विश्वतत्त्वानां वन्दे तत्कुणलब्धये वन्दे तत्कुणलब्धये वन्दे तत्कुणलब्धये. Okay, so we all have started our journey, uh, and in this journey, we are attempting to figure out what the nature of reality is in the eyes of Jain Tirthankaras and how it can make our lives simple, filled with contentment and joy. And as the entire world is celebrating a new beginning, a new year, first of all, a very happy new year to one and all present in this uh, meeting today. Uh, but the more deeper we'll be learning about Jainism, the more deliberate this thought would be that the time one of these substance out of six substance does not have a beginning and does not have end. And therefore, these small circles of time, which we call days, weeks, months, years, centuries. Uh, these are just our very weak attempt of keeping the track of time, right? And so, to understand about it in a much better way, we're starting with Balbodh Partmala Part 3 today. And the lesson is in continuation to what we did in the last class, which was about six substances, right? We tried finding out that what all is there in this world. So before beginning, let's make an attempt to have a resolution of this kind that, okay, this year we enough of living the life in a very subjective manner. This year, we'll be objective in our perception, we'll be objective in our day to day dealings with this life. What do I mean by that? What you see around you, wherever you see, subjectively, it can be called house, it can be your phone, it can be your family members, it can be your car, garden, city, right? Airport, bus stops, markets, vegetables, fruits, all sorts of things. This is very subjective interaction with the ongoing world. I am calling car a car because I know that it is a car, but it is very subjective notion because we all have agreed, we humans have agreed to call it a car, right? And no, like we all know that what is its utility and how we use it. We all have agreed that okay, we'll be calling it watch, yeah, because we know what its utility is, but it's collective um, belief of us all humans, which are giving these objects names like pen, names like phone. This is subjective to our conscience, our understanding as humanity. But if I take this very object in front of an animal, let's say if I take this watch in front of a lion, will he also address it like a watch? It is a watch. Will they also call a car car, a bus bus, an aeroplane aeroplane? They will not. For them, it can be something that is totally unknown to them, totally alien to them, and they will not relate to it as good as we relate to this. Correct? So, but will they not be seeing anything at all? If I show them this watch, they will not be knowing that this is a watch, but they will be knowing something. So, what is that something they cannot ignore? This is the contention. This is the viewpoint. What I see in it is like it's a watch. This is what I see. But for some person who does not know what it is and he knows very well about metal and alloys, he will say, I'm seeing steel. Because he is familiar with glass, he's familiar with steel. He does not know what this thing is. But he knows what items that he sees are used in making this. Correct? So what he's then being objective. He's not looking at what it is being called, but he's looking at what it is made up of. Yeah. I'm calling it a mouse. But the fact is, there is no trace of mouse in this. Earlier, at least we had wire to it, like a tail of the mouse. Now it's wireless. It does not look like mouse. It has nothing, no relation whatsoever with mouse, but I'm calling it mouse. Yes. So this connotation, this mouse being attached to this object, it is subjective representation of this object. It is not the real representation of this object. So what Madhvi Bhagwan and all the Tirthankaras are urging us, they are asking us to look at the world not from the subjective definitions that we have been taught about, but to look it from the very objective reality which everything is. So it's not house, it's Pudgal. It's not car, it's Pudgal. It's not vegetable, it's Pudgal. It's not Anubhav, it's Pudgal. Objectively, what it is. I am calling it myself, but it is not me. It is subjective connection that we have built. So it's a very raw thought that I'm calling this being as Anubhav, but it is not me. It is very, on its core, it is just a substance which is referred to as a lifeless Pudgal Dravya. Correct? So our entire attempt now is going to be to look at the things around us, not from what we are taught about them, what we refer to them as things, but we have to look at them from what they are. Yeah, and that's where the simple uh, art of differentiation, the very art of Bhed Vigyan, it begins the moment you start referring to the objects around you for not what you know them of, but for what they actually are. Okay, everybody? Okay, so for this, what we're going to do today is we're going to start with Balbodh Patmala Part 3. And in this Balbodh Patmala Part 3, there is a beautiful chapter. The chapter is called as Dravya, Gun and Paryay. We call it Dravya, Gun and Paryay. Dravya is a substance, Gun is its attributes, and Paryay is its modifications, its moods. Yes, so Dravya, Gun and Paryay, whatever, whatever we can see, whatever that we can know, each and everything that we are familiar with, we know to be an object, to be a substance, it will have three things. What are those three things? The first thing would be that it is a substance. And if it is a substance, then it has to have certain qualities. And if it has certain qualities, then those qualities must function in order for that substance to be. For that substance to exist, the qualities must function. For this phone to be called a phone, it must first function. If it is not functioning, I'm sorry, I cannot call it a phone because it is not working how a phone is supposed to work. It is not working in that fashion. Okay, understood? So, two conditions for a substance to be. If I'm asking, if I'm talking about existence of a certain object, so if that object is, then it has to fulfill two conditions. It must be a bundle of qualities, a bundle of attributes. It should have certain properties. So a substance will necessarily have qualities. If it does not have a quality, you will not know it as a substance. Look around, everything that you see, from a very sophisticated object like a piece of jewelry, like a intricately designed watch, a car, a house, from these objects to the very, very simple objects like waste, a wrapper of a chocolate. These all things have certain utilities. And if they do not have those utilities, they will be discarded. So a wrapper of a chocolate is useful as long as the chocolate is inside it. So it is a thing of utility. The moment I consume chocolate, I'll throw away the wrapper. But then that wrapper would go to the dustbin and it will lie there. It will still be a thing of utility. Now, I do not call it chocolate wrapper. I call it plastic waste. And now, though I am calling it plastic waste, but it is now further scheduled for recycling. It is now being taken to the dump yard and then it will again go to certain recycling factory and then it will again come out as a different type of product. So it will not be discarded as long as I can perceive utility in it. And even if I'm discarding it, because I'm perceiving a potential harm from it. So I'm not using it anymore, not because it has lost its property, but because it has now such properties that it is going to create harm for my civilization, my locality. So even if something is being preserved, it is because of the property it has. Even if something is being discarded, it is because of its properties. So a thing, whether it exists in your house or whether you have thrown it away, you have done so for its properties. Without properties, you cannot relate to any object. So a substance, if it exists, necessarily need to have its properties. So dravya will necessarily have its attributes, its gunas, its properties, its qualities. Okay? And if I have many qualities and none of those qualities function, so I can tell you that I'm very intelligent. But if you ask me any question, I say, sorry, I cannot remember it right now. So then, you'll pardon me for the first question, you'll pardon me for the second, you'll pardon me maybe for 30th question. But then on 31st question, when you don't get an answer, then you would humbly ask me that please do not claim that you're very intelligent. Because you could not answer any of the questions. So my quality of intelligence, my quality that I can dance well, and I cannot move even a little bit in rhythm, then you will humbly ask me to not call myself a good dancer because I cannot. So a quality which cannot function ceases to be a quality. I can tell you that I have a beautiful handwriting, and you ask me to write a greeting card to you, and I use a very illegible writing and make that greeting card for you. You will say, please do not claim that you have a beautiful handwriting. Do not fool us. So, a quality that does not function, a quality that does not do what it is meant to do, then that quality ceases to exist. There is a big question mark in the existence of that quality itself. So a guna, an attribute, will be called an attribute only when it will have its paryay, it will have its mode, when it will function. So the work done by an attribute is called paryay. So paryay is nothing but whatever a dravya claims that it can do. When that dravya does it, we call it paryay. And what it is doing, we call that doing as the quality of that dravya. Everybody, simple, fairly simple. So I'll give you overview of what all to expect from this Balbodh Patmala Bhag 3. It has, just a second. Yeah. It has again 8 chapters like all other parts. And the list of the chapters I'll give you. Uh, First chapter is Glimpses of the Lord. It's Dev Stuti. So Ati Punya Udayamam Aya. Prabhu Tumra Darshan Paya. That stuti is included in this part as the first chapter. The second chapter is five supreme holy beings, five Parmeshtis. So what we did in the Balbodh Patmala part 1 as Panch Namaskar mantra, Namokar mantra, the same a description of the five Parmeshtis which we brought down in five Panch Namaskar mantra. The same detailed description of those five Parmeshtis is included in the chapter 2. In the chapter 3, there are eight fundamentals of the householders mentioned. What are the eight fundamentals of the householders? The eight things that which we do not consume. What are those eight things? Madhya Mans Madhu. So we do not consume honey, we do not consume alcoholic substances, and we do not eat flesh of organisms. So we do not eat non-vegetarian food. So Madhya is alcohol, all these substances which contain alcohol. Second would be honey. We do not consume honey. And the third is non-vegetarian food. And then there are five Udumbar fruits, okay, which contain Tras Jiva, organisms with more than one senses. And therefore, even those fruits should not be used. So, bird, peeper, umar, katumar, and pakar, all those fruits are also not consumed by a householder, a Jain Shravak. Four talks about the five senses, the sense of touch, sense of taste, sense of smell, sense of sight, sense of hearing, and the man, the thought making machine which we all are installed with. The fifth chapter talks about good conduct. That okay, apart from not having eight fundamental substances, what all practices do we practice? So what more should we do in order to practice our conduct in a well manner? Then comes the sixth chapter, substances, attributes, and modifications. Dravya Guna and Paryay, where we'll be discussing about the different substances, their attributes, and their Paryayas, modifications. Then Bhagwan Neminath is being introduced. In the part one, we had Bhagwan Adinath. In the part two, we had Bhagwan Mahavir Swami. In the third bhag, we have the life story of Bhagwan Neminath. And in the eighth chapter, again Janmani Stuti, Veer Himachal Niksi, that Janmani Stuti is included in the eighth chapter of this bhag. It's a fairly very simple bhag. Today because we are in continuation with our chapter of six substances. We're starting with the sixth chapter. We'll be touching all other chapters as well, but for first half of this section, we'll be doing chapter number 6, substances, attributes, and modifications. Okay. So we'll have a reading of this chapter. I will request volunteers, those who would want to read it. Again, it has a student and a teacher. I'll put it on screen.
I can be the student.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Who is going to be teacher? Yes. LPG, you're going to be the student?
Jai Jinet, Anubhavji, no, I had a question, but I'm happy to be the
Acha,
teacher.
please ask question. Yes.
So thank you, Anubhavji. So like, when you say that we should see these the things around us objectively. So in the last session, you mentioned that the only dravya we see is Pudgal. The rest, all the other dravyas we don't see. So basically, we can only see the qualities of all the Pudgal dravya, and we should all the things that we see around us, we should call them as Pudgal. So that's what I wanted to just check. Is that my correct understanding?
No. So, seeing is often confused with seeing. In the context of a conscious being, seeing is one part of operating as consciousness. Even feeling the cold, I'm seeing the cold through the sense of touch. I'm seeing the odor, the smell of the fruits. I'm seeing it through my sense of smell. I'm seeing the music. Yeah. So when we're talking about seeing, It should not mean only with the sense of sight, not seeing just the colors and forms. Seeing means perceiving. And perception is not just of physical things. I'm walking and I'm seeing that I can walk. It means the dharmastika, their medium of motion, is very much here. So I cannot see it, but I still know that it is here. I do not see time, but it's already 25 minutes since we started the class. 25 minutes I have not seen the time, but I know it is very much here. Yeah. I do not see the space. All I see is empty room. But this emptiness is what space is. Yes. So when I'm looking at my grand house, I'm looking at the house as well as Akash, both the things together. The only house part is visible, Akash part is not. But then if I look at it objectively, I would quickly remind myself that what do I own? If I do not know, if I do not own Akash, and if I do not own Putkal, then neither the house of brick and mortar and cement belongs to me, nor the space of Akash belongs to me. What should I be happy looking at? So that way we have to objectively remind by reminding about the functioning of each substance like Dharmastikai, Akash, Kal, and Putkal. So not just Putkal, but also all remainder four substances. They should become the subject of my consciousness in objective manner, not in subjective manner. Okay? Yeah, beautiful. Okay, Cherry. So we'll do the reading of this Dravyagun Paraya because it is very interesting. So now what we did so far is now in this great country of six substances, their population. Okay, so just like every country has its population, people make countries, right? But then once we have the population, what do we require? We require a constitution that everybody would agree to and everybody would abide by. So now since we have so many dravyas, infinite jivas, infinite times infinite pudgalas, one dharma, one adharma, one akash, and innumerable time points, kal dravya, right? So many substances making this one great cosmos, one lok being made by these six substances. So then what are the rules governing this cosmos? What is the architecture of the constitution of this cosmos? What is the world order? This is going to be discussed in this chapter, which we're going to read. So this is just like six substances. It is one of the most fundamental basic of Jain philosophy, and therefore we're doing it first. Okay, let's start with this chapter. Yes, who is doing student part and who is going to be teacher? Okay, Preeti ji is going to be a student. Yeah, and who else?
I can do the teacher, Anubhavji.
Yeah, okay. LPG is teacher. Okay, let's start. Let's start.
Student. Sir, I have learnt from newspapers that a few bombs of such intensity have been manufactured as would entail the destruction of the whole world if war breaks out.
Would ever be destroyed. World is a mass of the six substances, and these substances never perish. They only change their manifestations.
The world is a mass of substances. What is a substance?
Substance is a mass of attributes.
In the discourse on Moksha Shastra in temple, it was said that a substance contains of attributes and modifications.
That is all right. The changes that take place every moment in the attributes are called modifications. As such, when we define a substance as a mass of attributes, modifications are included therein.
Sir, I have followed that changes in the attributes are called their modifications. What are the attributes?
That which exists in all the parts of a substance and its modifications is called an attribute. For example, consciousness is the attribute of the soul. It is found in all the minutest parts of the soul, from the lowest existence of living creatures, Nigodh, to its completely liberated state, Moksha. Therefore, soul is all sentience or consciousness, power of knowing or cognition.
How many such attributes are there in the soul?
Soul has infinite attributes like consciousness. Why soul alone? Each of all other substances has infinite attributes.
So, is our soul a storehouse of infinite attributes?
It is not like a store which is different from the thing stored. The soul is all attributes. It is an indivisible mass of attributes.
What are those infinite attributes?
Ah, can you count those that are infinite in number?
However, let us know some of these.
Attributes are of two kinds, common and specific. Attributes found in all the substances are called common attributes. Those that are not found in all the substances but in individual substances are called specific attributes. Example, the attribute of existence is found in all the substances, and so it is a common attribute. Consciousness is found in soul alone, and therefore it is the specific attribute of the soul.
How many common attributes are there?
There are many, but six are important. They are existence, functionality, change, ability, knowability, constancy of individuality, and shape retention. That potentiality or quality by virtue of which the substance is never destroyed is called existence attribute. Each substance has this attribute of existence. As such, each substance is self created. It has not been created by anybody. Nobody can destroy it because it is infinite and eternal. It is on account of this attribute that the nature of a substance is defined as Sat, Sat Dravya Lakshanam. Sat, that which exists, is never destroyed. Asat, that which does not exist, is never born. Only modifications appear and disappear.
And what is functionality?
That potentiality or quality by virtue of which a substance performs its own specific functions is called functionality attribute. It is due to this that a substance is called a substance. No substance in the universe is of any utility for the other. Each one is for its own utility because it possesses the attribute of functionality.
Sir, what is changeability attribute?
That potentiality or quality by virtue of which the modifications of a substance change every moment continuously is called changeability. A thing is called substance on account of this quality. No substance can cause modifications in the other substance because each one has this quality. In the circle of modifications of one substance, there is no need of any other substance.
What are the different requisites of these three attributes?
Existence merely denotes that a thing is quality of functionality, shows that things are not meaningless. Changeability denotes that substances are ever changing.
What is knowability?
Knowability is that attribute by virtue of which substances become objects of anybody's consciousness.
Many substances are infinitely small. We don't know them, for we do not see them. How to know one's own soul? We can't see it.
Every substance has the power to be known by some being. It is just another thing that we do not catch it by our senses. This is due to imperfection of our consciousness. Those who have developed complete consciousness know all substances and their modifications. Beings having lesser consciousness know things according to their own capacities. So it is not possible that a substance may not be an object of consciousness of some being or the other.
What is constancy?
The power that keeps a substance in its original form, that is, one substance is not transformed into the other, an attribute does not become another, and the infinite attributes of a substance do not fritter away, is called the attribute of constancy.
And what is shape retentivity?
That attribute by dint of which substances have some shape or the other is called shape retentivity.
I have understood common attributes. Please tell me what specific attributes are.
Did I not tell you what specific attributes are? Those attributes that do not exist in all the substances but only in individual substances are called specific attributes. Example, consciousness, perception, conduct, and bliss are attributes of the soul, and touch, taste, smell, and color of the matter.
What is the good of knowing substances, attributes, and modifications?
We are all soul substances. The substances are all masses of attributes. As such, we are also masses of attributes. Our thinking that we are low and mean is washed off by knowing these. Nothing can challenge our existence and nothing can annihilate us. With the awareness of these attributes, we develop eternal fearlessness. Consciousness is our attribute. Ignorance, attachments, and aversions are not inherent in our nature. They are perverse feelings and are eliminated if we take refuge in the internal soul.
Beautiful. Yeah. So it was quite heavy, I think, through the script. The chapter had so many data points, but they're so simple, so basic that maybe in next 15 to 20 minutes, we all will memorize each and every aspect of it. So it's very simple, fairly simple. First thing that we thought in the Balbodh Patmala Part 2, while discussing about six substances, we just thought about what all constitutes our reality, and it turns out that there has to be six different aspects to reality. Jeev, Pudgal, Dharma, Dharma, Akash, and Kal. Because Jeev is the knower, Pudgal is what can be known, Dharma and Adharma are nothing but the medium of motion and rest for Jeev and Pudgal. Akash is where this whole play is playing out. It's the stage on which everything happens, and Kal is what is giving the momentum to this play. Yeah. Every to for a play to happen, you need an auditorium. That's Akash. You need definite time. That's 6 till 9 p.m. the play will go. You need time. You need uh, an audience, the Jiva. You need the different actors and actresses who are going to play the play. They are Pudgala. And all that will happen. So you'll have parking, you'll have cabs, you'll have cars coming. So the transportation would be there, and you'll have chairs for people to sit down and rest. So these six constituents will make that whole auditorium function. So this is how this whole reality is functioning. There are six different realities coming together to put up a great show. So Jeev, Pudgal, Dharm, Adharm, Akash, Kal. So Jeev is the department of the knower. Pudgal is the department of all the objects which can be like physical world. Dharm is the transportation department. Adharm is the warehousing storage department. Akash is the department which is lending out space. And Kal is the time management, the time department. So department of movement is being acted through time. So these six substances are making this world functional. Okay. But then for this world to function, There has to be certain rules, certain strict commandments that every substance has to abide by for this world to function. What if Jeeves starts saying that, okay, I don't want to know anymore. I want to look beautiful and pretty, and thus I write an application to be converted into a Pudgal Dravya. I don't want to be Jeev anymore. What if we change our minds and we want to switch sides? We want to be in some other form. Is it allowed? Is it allowed? Is there a provision in this great constitution of world that one substance can transform itself into another? So these are the nitty-gritties which are being discussed in this chapter. Initially, we only discussed what all is there. Now we are discussing how what all is there is functioning. And it is functioning without creating any problems, any confusion, any chaos. Okay? So it is starting with three fundamental definitions. First, what is this world? What is lok? What is cosmos? What is universe? Universe is the mass of six substances. It's collection of six substances. So there is no world without these six substances. So wherever these six substances are there, we'll call that part of great Akash as world. Okay, simple. What is world? What is lok? छह द्रव्यों के समूह को विश्व कहते हैं. The collection of six substances, the mass of six substances is called Vishwa or the Lok. ठीक है? So then the question came, what is substance? So substance is again just like the world is the mass of substances. A substance is mass or collection of attributes, bundle of qualities. So a substance is anything which has qualities. Anything. Anything, if it has qualities, it will be called substance. Simple. So definition of world is collection of substances. Definition of substance is its mass or collection of attributes. What is attribute? In the last class we saw it. Every reality has two dimensions. The first is the reality itself. In how many like in what area it is embodying. So like I am as big as this body is because my soul is spread all over this body. So first, for my attributes to be, they have to be present in each and every part of this body of my soul. So an attribute is the quality which is present in all parts of substance, all parts and all ways. So even when I was small, I had this conscious quality. Even when I have grown young, I am conscious. And even when I'll grow old, I'll still remain conscious. So in all parts and at all times, first is area specific, that in all the areas of the Dravya, and the other is the time specific, that on Sundays, yes, on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, day, night, leap year, normal year, whatever you name it, the quality whenever you visit that substance will be there. It will be present in that substance, right? And that's why it is being addressed to as a quality. Certain things which do not remain forever in a substance, then they do not become the quality of that substance. So, anger is not my quality because I'm not angry always at all times, but I'm always knowing. So, Gyan is my quality. Anger, greed, jealousy, these are not my qualities. Why? Because they do not fulfill the conditions of being called a quality. So what is? We will read the definitions also so that it is clear for everybody. Um, World is a mass of substance. World is what? It is a mass of substance. Uh, Means collection of substance. Then what is substance? Substance is a mass of attributes. And what is attribute? Uh, just yes. that which exists in all parts of a substance, all parts, and its modifications, mean at all times, in all its forms, is called an attribute. Before this, there is one specific reference of Moksha Shastra, and it is said that a substance has attributes and modifications. The original sutra is Guna Pariyay Vadravyam. In Tattvar Sutra Grantha, the sutra while defining Vadadravyam. A dravya is nothing but a collection of attributes and modifications. Gun and pariyay. A dravya is collection of gun and pariyay. So that is being referred to as a substance is equal to its its pariyay, its modifications. Uh, I'll I'll just share the sutra. Three sutra from the Tattva Sutra, which make this entire subject complete in themselves. So we are calling Dravya as Sat. What is Dravya? Dravya is anything which exists. So Sat Dravya Lakshanam. Okay, this is the first sutra. So if somebody questions, then what is Dravya? So Acharya Dev says Guna Pariyaya Dravyam. Dravya is anything which has its attributes and modifications. Attributes means gun and modifications means pariyai. So whatever has its gun and pariyai is called dravya. So gun pariyai va dravya. Why this question was asked? Because the teacher answered to student, what is a substance? Teacher said mass of attributes is a substance. So the student counter questions that I have heard in the temple that a substance is the collection of gun and paryay. You are saying गुणों के समूह को द्रव्य कहते हैं. You are only talking about gun, dravya as the mass of attributes. But dravya has gun as well as paryay. So then the teacher answers that it's the same thing. If I'm saying gun, then paryay is automatically included in that gun. Okay, fine. So the next definition comes, what is paryay? What is paryay? The functionality of attributes. The work done by attributes is called paryay. Okay, changes that take place in substance every moment is called modification. The changes that take place every moment in the attributes are called modifications. Okay, simple. Three definitions. Everybody, three very important definitions. Dravya Gun Paryay, the most fundamental lesson in Jain philosophy. Dravya Gun Paryay. Let's do this together one more time. Anybody who has a gold ring, you're wearing a gold ring. Please, can you show us? Please, anybody? Nobody is wearing a ring. No one. Oh,
Sir, I have
let
it.
me. Oh, you have it. Okay, okay, Vishwaji, thank you. Yeah, everybody, you can see the ring, right? I'll highlight this video. Vishwaji, can we highlight this video? I don't know. Okay, so we all can see the
Yes.
ring. So what we are looking at? We are looking at the ring or the gold. What are you looking at? Everybody, when you're
Ring.
looking at the ring, you're looking at the ring or the gold.
Ring.
Ring. So now we want to know that we are looking at the substance, attribute, or modification. We are looking at the dravya, gun, or paryay. So what is the dravya? What is the substance? Substance is the ring entire self, the ring. But then how do you know that it is a gold ring? How do you know? Because you can see the golden color. Yeah. And you can also see that it is not the polished gold color. It is actual gold metal. Yes, everyone. So you recalled all the qualities of the gold and then you confirm that, okay, this ring is actually a gold ring. So without the qualities of the gold, you cannot conclude that it is gold ring. Yes, everybody. So to know that it is gold, what you refer to? You refer to your own understanding of gold. Yes, had it been silver in color or had it been rose gold in color, it won't look like gold. Then Vishwaji will have to explain, no, no, it's gold only, but in rose gold color. Yeah, because you get such type of gold these days. So you can have platinum gold as well. So then explanation would be needed. Then it will be her responsibility to assure us that it is still gold. Otherwise, if it is gold color only, we all will agree that it is gold. Fine. So you concluded that it is gold ring by by referring to the understanding of gold in your own mind, which you have. First thing. Second, not just those qualities. You're not looking at those qualities. You're looking at the exhibition of those qualities. It is actually looking at gold in color. Yes, everyone. Yes. So that what you're looking at is actually the paryay of gold. So dravya, gun and paryay, they all remain together. And that bundle of dravya gun paryay is the substance. What we look at is paryay. हमें पर्याय दिखाई दे रही है. Okay, Vishwaji, if I melt it and turn it into a pendant, okay, same weight, same material, will its value change or not?
No, but the paryay changes.
Yeah, so the value will not. So value is of substance. So the gold will not change, but the form of gold will change. Earlier, it was being referred to as a ring. Now it will be a pendant. So what changes? Not the substance. Nothing changed in substance. Same weight, same color, same qualities. So substance did not change. Qualities did not change. What changed? Only the outer form. So what changes amongst these three Dravya, Guna and Paryay? Dravya does not change. Attributes do not change. Only the Paryay changes. And it is happening on a daily basis. Thank you, Vishwaji. Thank you. Thank you so much. Understood, everybody? Whatever you're looking at the paryay. Whatever we are looking at. But just by looking at paryay, we assure ourselves, we know about ourselves that okay, the dravya is very much there because paryay is nothing but the functioning of the attributes of a substance. And a substance is nothing but the collection of attributes. So if you can look at paryay, you're definitely looking at the qualities. And if you're looking at the qualities, you're definitely looking at the substance. So it's the same thing. To say you're looking at paryay means you're looking at dravya. Okay? Yes, Poonamji.
Yeah, thank you. I'm a bit confused about this gun and parayasi in relation to the jeev. What you said
Yes.
was that I am my only quality as the soul is the knowing, the gyan or consciousness, and anger is not really my quality because I'm not always angry. So it's not always there. But if you're saying the dravya is gun and paryay, but that I'm a bit confused. So for me, the dravya soul, it has that gun, which is gyan, but the paraya is the angry person also. Uh,
Hmm. So Gyan is one of the many attributes of this dravya. The other attribute is charitra. The charitra has the paryay of anger, of kindness.
okay.
So when it is not functioning well, it looks like it's angry. When it is functioning in the purest of the form, you become the most peaceful person. So, what anger we see is not the quality of the substance. It is one of the form of charitra's functioning. So, I will
Okay.
always have certain type of emotion. Either I'll be attached or averse or I'll be indifferent. So, either I'll be ragi or dveshi or vitragi. So, my being filled with one of these is my quality. But if you ask me that is being attached is my quality, it is not. It is not my quality. It is the malfunctioning of one of my attribute called charitra. So Krodh is not my
Okay.
attribute. It is my dosh. It is my impurity.
Okay.
My one of the see. Uh, I have a speaker which has a beautiful voice when I listen to music. But now somehow since today's morning, that speaker is not producing beautiful voice. It has certain type of itch in its voice. Okay. So is it a speaker's quality or malfunctioning that it is not producing the sound it should produce? So quality
Mm.
will always refer to its ideal functioning. And whenever it is not functioning well, it will not be referred to as quality, but a temporary malfunctioning of that particular object. So Krodh, Man, Maya, Lobh, Rag, Dvesh, aversions, attachments, all these emotions, they are happening in soul. They are happening in the paryay of the soul. But they are not the quality, they are not the nature which can be sustained, because an attribute is something that has to exist always and at all in all parts of the substance. But these qualities do not fulfill that condition. So therefore, very beautiful question that you asked, that the anger, are they not quality of the soul? No. These emotions are modifications of the charitra gun. Charitra gun is a gun which can be corrupted. And in while it gets corrupted, it does rag and dvesh. When it is corrected, it does vitaragta. Yeah. So that
Okay.
it is functioning because every good has to function, but it is functioning in corrupted way. So therefore we see Krodh, Man, Maya, Lobh, Rag, Dvesh. Okay.
So
And
can
therefore they do
can
not become our introduction.
yeah. So
Yes.
if 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 soul has Gyan and Charitra can be corrupted, can Gyan also be corrupted?
And so there are two things. Beautiful question. Okay. I will take a little bit deviation from this so that we all know about this thing. Indian philosophy, there are two words which are very important. The first is called dosh, which is corruption. Okay, dosh. And second is called avaran. Second word is called avaran. Avaran means wheeling. You put a wheel in front of something. You have a curtain. So avaran is curtain in Sanskrit. Curtain, what does curtain do? What is the function of a curtain? It
Mm.
hides the stage, and therefore you cannot see what is happening behind the curtains. So curtain stops you from seeing what is happening. So curtain is a wheel that does not let you see what happens behind the curtain. Yes, we call it avaran. And dosh would be what? If I hypnotize you and I do not use a curtain, but somehow I can, because you're deluded, because you're high, you're hungover. You can see what is going on stage, but you have lost your own senses. So now your senses are corrupted. So either I can corrupt you or I can stop you from knowing. Say, let's say, if I have made sweets in my house, very delicious sweets, and somehow without intimating us, you have arrived at our house, and I'm very much greedy about those sweets, and I do not want to share them with you. Okay. So, and they're out there on the dining table in front of you, right? So now, how do I stop you from consuming those sweets? So there are two ways. First is I hide them. I put a veil on them that you do not see them. So if you not see them, you'll not ask for them. Simple. The first way of stopping you from consuming those sweets would be to use avaran. The other thing would be that I convince you that they are rotten, they are not good, they are not, consumable anymore. So if I actually corrupt those sweets, if I taste them and I say that, oh, they are not fresh, I've already tasted them. So if I corrupt them, then it becomes not worthy of being used by you. So, in two ways, karma can put trouble in front of Jiva. First, by dosh, by corrupting the functioning of its attributes. The other, by avaran. So, as it was mentioned in the last paragraph of this chapter, while the teacher was explaining about the special attributes of Jiva, the teacher named four attributes: darshan, gyan, knowing, perception, then sukh, happiness, and the power, virya, darshan, gyan, charitra, virya. Okay, there are four attributes uh, of Jiva, main attributes. So Arihant Bhagwan also destroys these four types of karma, which are Jnanavarni, Darshnavarni, Mohaniya, and Antaraya. Everybody, I know it is going to be a little bit tough, but please hang on. Four types of attribute of soul. First is knowing, that I know. But knowing is a very specific job. I know that this is a scripture, okay? But before knowing, I perceive. So perceive means the canvas. So there is a white canvas on which the painting will happen. So I am the canvas and I am the color of my own. So on the canvas of darshan, the color of gyan is used to create a painting. So consciousness works in two levels. First, it creates its own canvas. The canvas is called the art of perception. So darshan is the canvas. Okay, everybody? Everybody, how the consciousness is functioning? Not just directly that you started painting in the sky. You need a canvas. So the Gyan will make pictures. Gyan will know this scripture, but this scripture is out here. My Gyan is happening over here. So where am I going to make this picture? I'm going to make this picture on the canvas of darshan. So two attributes. Darshan is the canvas on which Gyan is going to paint. Gyan is going to create the image of this reality. Okay, understood? So two important attributes of soul, darshan and gyan. Darshan is art of perceiving, gyan is art of knowing. Gyan is the painter, darshan is the canvas. Okay? These are the attributes which define consciousness. And what if I give you canvas, I gave you colors, you started drawing, and suddenly I turned off the lights. Will you be able to draw? You cannot see anything. No. So there is one more ingredient which is called virya. You need uninterrupted power to know. So we are calling it virya gun, which stops any sort of interruption. But karma has three different people covering for three attributes of soul. So the canvas is being threatened by darshna varaniya karma. Gyan is being threatened by jnana varaniya karma. And the powerhouse Virya, it is being threatened by Antaraya karma. So these three attributes, the karma uses the weapon of avaran. He does not corrupt our canvas. He does not corrupt our gyan. He does not corrupt our power. He just limits it. Karma uses wheel to limit our knowledge. So I can see you guys, but my antaray has reduced my clarity of eyes. So I have specs to see you guys. So this is avaran. Antaray has used this avaran, which has now in turn limited my capability to know and perceive. Okay, but whatever I will know right. Though I'll know only a little, but I'll know right. So knowledge is never wrong because knowledge is the innate nature of the soul, and the karma cannot corrupt knowledge. If knowledge is corrupted, then there is no point talking about Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, Samyak Charitra, Moksha Marg, Sansar Marg. The knowledge is our only hope. What if it was corrupted by karma? Then so there is no point. We'll never be out of this world. Yes, everyone. So the arrangement is such that the impact of karma on our gyan is only that it can limit it, it cannot corrupt it. So what I'm knowing right now is right. But then karma does a great trick. The charitra, the conduct attribute of soul. That charitra attribute or the conduct attribute of soul has now two different functions. First function is of belief. The other function is of conduct. So I will only do what I believe. Everybody, you will only do what you believe. If you do not believe it, you will not do it. This is simple rule. You will not believe it, you will not do it. You only do certain things because somehow you are convinced that, okay, by doing this will happen. So you do not go to, let's say, a church because you do not believe in it. But you happily go to a Jain temple because you believe in it. So your conduct is the result of your belief. Yes, everyone, our conduct, what we do, is the result of what we believe. So karma says that, okay, why to put forth so much of trouble? If I can control Jiva's belief, I need not control his gyan. So out of four attributes, three attributes are attacked by karma using the weapon of avaran, weapon of wheel. But one attribute, which is charitra, which is the karma uses the great weapon of dosh, great weapon of corruption. So only the belief and the conduct of jeev can be corrupted by karma. We call it moh, darshan moh and charitra moh. So karma corrupts our belief and thereby corrupts our functioning, our conduct, and thereby our gyan, though knowing everything clearly, is then guided by our wrong beliefs and is indulged in wrong conduct. So, two problems are there, the problem of dosh, problem of avaran. Avaran means whatever little is working fine. My gyan is not keval gyan. I do not know everything. But whatever I know it as it is. I'm able to know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at it. But then my belief says that, oh, I'm looking at this laptop. So my knowledge is saying that this is laptop. But my belief, which is corrupted by Mohini and Karma, is telling me, no, this is not laptop. This is your laptop. What I'm knowing is simple. This is car. I will see my car. You will see my car. But my corrupted moho will say, no, this is not any ordinary car. This is your car. You have to be worried about it. You have to take care of it. So like I'm now washing it. I'm now, worrying about it because my corrupted belief is, what should I say, is guiding, is hypnotizing my right knowledge to be on its side. So my knowledge knows everything for sure, but because of the depth of the belief, the wrong belief, it makes this gyan deluded as well. So therefore, this gyan is called mithya gyan. Not because it is mithya, it is seeing the right things, but because it is pulled by the wrong belief and it works under wrong conduct. Okay, everyone. So
Thank
therefore,
you.
because Gyan, Darshan, and Virya, they they are only being controlled through a wheel. You cannot shut down Gyan completely, and therefore Gyan passes in this examination of attribute. Therefore, Gyan becomes the Lakshan of Jiva. It's because of Gyan we can associate ourselves with Jiva. Because Gyan cannot be corrupted and it cannot be completely wheeled. There is no karma which can completely wheel the Gyan. The curtains will not fall completely. You cannot completely do this. So even if there is a Nigodhya Jiva, one sensed organism, it has Jnana Varaniya Karma in very high intensity working. But in no time, in no condition, it will be able to completely wield the knowledge. Otherwise, there will be no difference between Jiva and Ajiva. If there is complete Gyan is wielded completely, means there is no Gyan, there is no consciousness, then it will become a Jiva. There will not be a distinction between Jiva and Ajiva at that state. Yes? Okay,
Thank you.
good. Fine. Chaliye. Let's go. So therefore, when we do the prayer, Acharya Samant Bhadradev wrote a beautiful prayer of Bhagwan in his scripture Aptami Mansa. Later, while we'll be doing Tattva Gyan, Patmala, part 2, we'll have that chapter, Aptami Mansa, where he has examined Bhagwan himself. So there he said this line, Dosha Varani Yorhanir, Neshe Shasti Shainat, Vachidyata Swahetubhyo, Bahirantar Malakshaya. Hey Bhagwan, it is you who has not only destroyed the dosh, who has also demolished the avaran, and therefore you are our Bhagwan. Because our main, the karma is attacking us by these two ways. He has corrupted our moh using dosh, and he has wielded our gyan and virya using avaran. And therefore, we have to destroy dosh and avaran. Okay? Yes, Nikichi.
Sir, in this context of Avran and Dosha, how to relate it with the Ghati and Aghati?
Yeah, that's what now. Such a beautiful thing. Acha, okay, let me do this. I'll share the chart itself. I'll share the chart of eight karmas. We are talking out of syllabus though. Please excuse me for next like 2-3 minutes. But simple, we should know about these things. We have Ghatiya karma. Okay. What is Ghatiya karma? Karma which attacks the soul. Ghat means to attack. So they out of eight karmas, there are four karmas which attack the soul, which attack the soul. And I am soul, I am soul. So I should be worried about only those karma which are attacking me. So, and soul has four attributes. Soul has attribute of Gyan, soul has attribute of Darshan, soul has attribute of Charitra and Samyaktva, and it is attribute of Virya. Four attributes. These four attributes are attacked by Ghatiya karma, four types of Ghatiya karma. These are the attributes. So Darshana karma, if I say Darshana karma, it attacks the attribute of darshan. Yes, Jnana karma attacks the attribute of Gyan. Mohaniya first attacks the subject of belief, the other attacks the charitra, conduct, and Antaraya karma attacks virya. Correct? Only these are the karma that we are worried about. And these are the karmas which Arihantas have destroyed. Arihantas have only destroyed four karmas out of eight karmas. They have not destroyed all the karmas. Why have they not destroyed all the karmas? That other four karmas are aghatiya. Aghatiya means non-attacking karma. They do not attack soul. So if they are not harming me, I have no problem with them. They will take care of themselves. So you stop, you tame ghatiya karma, and aghatiya karma automatically surrender. This is the strategy. So Arent Bhagwan, instead of focusing on karma, he focused on his four attributes, Darshan, Gyan, Charitra, and Virya. When he focused on his attributes, he could destroy the avaran and dosh of these attributes and thereby defeating the Ghatiya karmas. Okay, okay. Rest four of the karmas, because they are not attacking the very attributes of soul. They are least of my problem. So what will Agatya Karma do? Agatya Karma will decide what type of body will I have. मेरी आवाज कैसी होगी? What type of blood? What type of bones? Strength of them? What type of family will I go to? What type of lineage will I get? In which gotra will I take birth? Will I have too much of money or no money? Will I have too much of fame or no fame? All these things are of no use for a person walking on the path of liberation. So we Aghatya Karma targets, they create the condition to deviate the jeev from the real issues. The problem with our world is that we are so much indulged in the no problem issues that we have completely ignored the actual problem issues which matter. Hmm? For this, I love this simple story, a beautiful story. There was this one town which was situated in center of a very, very dangerous jungle. The jungle had many lions, tigers, all sorts of human killing animals. And this kingdom of this great king was just situated at the center of this jungle. So this kingdom was surrounded by this jungle. And somehow what happened on the streets of this jungle, somehow there came a problem of stray dogs. If a child is going out to school, there would be a dog who would bit him. If there is a lady who's going to have groceries for his house, she'll go out, a dog will come and bite her. So there was too much problem of stray dogs. So everybody went to the court of the king and they said, "Oh, please, king, save us, save us, save us. There are so many dogs, and everybody, the routine life is completely affected because of these dogs. We should do something about it." So the king was very concerned. So he called on all the ministers of his kingdom, and then they all decided and they said, "Okay, we are going to include it into our curriculum. We are going to teach everybody how to save yourself from dogs." So now they had a very beautiful solution to dog problem. Right from kindergarten, a special subject on how to fight with dogs included. Every child was told that, okay, whenever a dog comes running towards you, stop. Do not run. Do not be scared. If you'll stop, the dog will also stop. They are your friends. They're not your enemies. And in no time, everybody of that kingdom found out a good way of dealing with dogs. To such an extent that nobody was scared of dog anymore. And one fine evening, bunch of students of children were playing in the garden, and everybody was told that, okay, the dogs are our friends, they're not our enemies, and you can go and play with them, you can caress them and everything. So this bunch of children were playing outside their houses near a park when from nearby jungle a lion came. Now the problem was everybody was taught how to deal with a dog, but nobody was even told about the loins. How do they look? What can they do? And these children, naive children, they thought, oh, he's a cute animal, big cat we have. And they went on running towards that lion. And what happened after, I think we all can imagine. The conclusion of the story is that even if if there was a dog who would bite me, will it be a question of life and death? That can be cured. We have medication for this. So even if dog would have bitten me, that would not have been the question of life and death. But when a lion bites, he does not bite. He eats. It's a question of life and death. So if at all anything was to be taught, the first things which should have been taught were how to tackle lions, how to deal with cruel animals, and not how to master the art of petting a dog. Similarly, In our mundane life, we are always taught about how to manage our finances, how to handle family problems, relationships, friendships, how to socialize, how to have healthy body, healthy diet, healthy routine, how to have name, fame. All these things are included in our curriculum, and everybody is taught about how to manage their finances. But these all are dog problems. Suddenly, one fine evening, the great line of death appears, and nobody has a clue what to do, how to face this animal, how to face this beast. And therefore, Bhagwan Mahavir Swami says that if you really care about yourself, first deal with the lion problems, not dog problems. Our Tirthankaras did not worry about well-being of their bodies, did not worry about the well-being of their families. They tackled not the dog problems, which are Aghatiya karmas. They tackled the actual real problems of Ghatiya karma. So Arihanta did not fight with his body. Arihantas did not fight with their families. They did not fight for, the well-being of their entire community kingdom. They fought for the well-being of soul. Therefore, it is Ghatiya karma which are our problems. It is the karmas which are directly attacking our innate attributes, which we all must embrace for. But what are we busy with? Whether do I have cough or cold, whether do I have diabetes, blood pressure, what should I do, how can I have the best retirement planning. We all are dealing with problems which are not even problems, which are being taken by care by Aghatiya Karma. Real problems of ignorance, real problems of tinted knowledge, they are completely ignored by us. Nobody is working towards them. Arihantas did that. So that's a great learning thing. Our concern is not like the problems of Aghatiya Karma become our main enemies, main struggles. But it is in hindsight, the real problem is posed by the Ghatya karmas, which is directly attacking our attributes. Now let's come back. Come back. Dravya Gun Paryay. And
Sir,
in
sir,
Dravya Gun
before
Paryay, yes,
one
yes,
last question. In the definition of
yes.
Vedya karma, it was written something like Avya Badsuk Vedan. So is it related with a soul or a Pudgal?
Yeah, so there are two types of attributes, Anujivi gunas and Pratijivi gunas. Okay. Anujivi means projeev, the attributes which always travel with jeev. And pratijeevi gunas are the attributes which are like binary, either 0 or 1. So if there is karma, the attributes will not function. If there is no karma, only then attributes would function. Like the soul cannot be seen, yes, but I can see you. I know that you are a soul. The soul cannot be seen. But because of Nam Karma, the soul is not invisible anymore. Now it can be identified with the body. So the invisibility of the soul is tarnished because of Nam Karma. So Nam Karma is directly violating the Sukshmatva Gun of the soul. So when I can actualize the Sukshmatva Gun, the invisibility of the soul, only when I destroy Nam Karma. So it is said that when Nam Karma will get destroyed, Sukshmatva Gun of soul will emerge. So it is called Pratijivi Gun. As long as Nam Karma is there, you will never be able to see soul in invisible form. But it's only after the Nam Karma disappears, then you become Siddha, and then you truly become invisible. So these are the attributes which do not deal with our happiness. So what if I am visible or invisible? me. If I was okay, if I was okay, then there was no problem. And if I was praying that, okay, the sooner he goes, the better it is, then I am actually happy, though I cannot show it. So, same incident will make you feel differently, not because of that incident, but because of our interpretation, our mood. So, aghatya karma makes the situation, but it is the ghatya karma which dictates how much this situation will affect us. Okay, everyone.
And sir, what is the
Yes, but
meaning of Vedya karma?
avyabad guna. So, like, when you feel physical pain, flexion feel physical. So it looks like, badha has been provided to you. You can feel it. Meanwhile, feeling is actually the gun of, like, the soul does not have a hand. You cannot cut down a soul. The soul should not feel, but it's because of our very intricate relationship with this body that the karma can provide us the physical pain, at least the impression of it. It's not actually physical. It's actually because I'm feeling it because I'm very much in this is me. Yeah. There is this experiment where, the false hand experiment. You put your two hands over here, and then the scientist will have a third hand, and your hand will be, so one fake hand and the other real hand. And your hand, the actual hand is there hidden. You can see two hands, one is fake, one is real. And the scientist then will hit this fake hand, and you will actually feel the pain. Because your consciousness, can you see two hands, right? You Google about it, fake hand experiment. Okay? Because feeling is not the physical work, it's the work of your consciousness. Therefore, when the snake bite happens, most snakes are not venomous. They do not have much of poison in them. But still, if you see why the person died, you will take the sample of their blood. It will actually have poison. It's not the poison of the snake, it's the poison that his belief created in his own blood because of he was so scared of it. These are proven case studies. Like, our brain creates its own physical realities because of its false belief. So most of the people who die out of snake bite, they die out of the fear of snake poison, not because of the poison of the snake. So there is a very beautiful talk, TED talk. I'll share on the group. Beautiful TED talk, please. You see it, how our mind creates its own reality. So it was a great, with scientific experiments they did, how the mind can shape its own reality and dictate. So what I feel is function of my consciousness, but still I feel it. It looks like that I feel. So this is badha. So when Vedani karma gets removed, you do not even feel that. So it's avyabad, what you write there. Okay. Okay.
So is
Chaliye.
it correct
We
to
don't.
say that, sir, so is it correct to say that the Vedriya karma is extension of our consciousness coupled with wrong belief system?
Yes, exactly. So see, I cannot feel pain if I do not have wrong belief.
Hmm.
Yeah. So therefore, Vedaniya is aghatya karma. The pain is not the problem. My attachment with this body is the problem. So Mohaniya, without Mohaniya, there is no pain. There is no, therefore, Arihantas did not try to keep aside the pain, the Vedana. They tried correcting their belief and conduct. So without Mohaniya, Vedaniya is of no use.
Okay.
ठीक है? And Vedani is actually the karma of punya and pap. So the world
Hmm.
is trying to correct their Vedaniya karma, that I should have more of punya. But the
Hmm.
Arihantas did the opposite. They let go of punya and pap and they say, no, I'm going to correct my belief, my interpretation of this situation, not the situation. So I'll not change the situation, I'll change my inner belief about the situation. And there, everything got changed. Yes? Chale, let's do it quickly now. Six attributes. Every substance will have to follow, and this is the constitution. This, I call it the constitution of world. Everyone, now we're coming back to this topic. First, Dravya Gun Paryaya is what the basic architecture of every substance. So this is a substance, Pudgal. Right now, it is in the form of steel, and therefore, right now, it is being called a chain, maybe because I'm calling it a chain. But in real terms, it is steel in Paryaya and Pudgal in Dravya. So if there comes a tomorrow where it does not remain steel, I should not worry much because it may not remain steel, but it will still remain Pudgal. Dravya will not change. It may not remain ring. It can be a pendant, but it will remain gold. So just like what rings and pendants are to gold, the gold and silver are to Pudgal. Understanding? We have to take it back. अभी तो हम पर्यायों की पर्याय देख रहे हैं. We are so engrossed with the forms of forms. I am talking about the gold being in the form of a ring. But actual problem is Pudgal being in the form of gold. Understanding, like the food you ate in the morning, that was food. Now it is blood. Now it is flesh. That same food. So, no, it was green. It was carbohydrates. It was so many nutrients. They have been there in existence since eternity and they will remain in existence forever. Understood? Fine. The first rule is that you have to exist. And this is the biggest rule. You cannot die. And it is a great problem. You cannot live as Kirpaji will not be able to sustain yourself for longer as Kirpa. Alpiji, you will not be living as Alpi. Nikki will not be living, I assure you, as Nikki. Vishwaji, Belaji, Shreyaji, Mihir Bhai, Punamji, Vinitji, Preetiji, everybody. I will not be living as Anubhav. But the the scary thing is that I will still be living. I cannot die and I'll have to die. I'll have to die as Anubhav. But the tragedy is I will not be dying still then because of Astitva Gun, because of the first rule of this constitution that a living entity, an existing entity will never perish. If you live for a moment, you live forever. ठीक है यदि किसी चीज का इतना सा भी अस्तित्व है डोंट वरी डोंट वरी हाँ if you somebody passed away in your family don't worry they have not passed away they have passed away they have not gone anywhere they have gone away from you they are very much here our language is such it is actually telling us about our beliefs उनका देह परिवर्तन हो गया है he has passed away means he is there he has gone away. He is not gone. He has gone away. So nothing goes. Do not worry about anything. You think that, okay, this entire country will turn into shatters. Something will happen in 2026. The world is going to die. Like in 2012, it was scheduled. You guys know or not? Every 5-10 years, there's this thing coming on social media that, this is the last year of this earth. Mahavir Bhagwan says, don't worry, nothing, nothing is going to perish. The first rule of this constitution is everything which is existing now will exist forever. Okay? Second thing, so a person entered to your office. What is it that you ask them? First, you ask them their name. Okay, after name, what is it that you ask? What are you interested in? What are you interested in? We are not interested in their biodata, like, okay, what is your height, what is your color, right? Can you sing or not? Can you dance or not? How religious are you? We have opened this position for this role. What capabilities do you have? So, second rule is rule of utility. What is the rule? Rule of utility. That if I'm existing, if I exist, my existence should not be pointless. I should not exist for nothing. If I am here, there has to be some utility. So every existence which exists because it has certain utility. We call it the rule of vastutva. What do we call it? The rule of vastutva. First rule was astitva. Vatu hai. I am. The second is I am not for no use. I'm not useless. I have certain things to do. I have certain capabilities. So I am and I have a purpose. So purpose is called vastutva. Every substance is a substance of utility. Be it pudgal, be it dharma, be it adharma. It has certain things that it can do, and therefore it is there. Nobody's existence is pointless. Nobody is for no use. There is no one who is living and does not have utility. Okay? So second rule is that anything that exists for a reason. It has utility. Okay? The third rule, when I have certain if I have certain provisions that I can do, the third thing would be my doability. I am and I have certain things to do. So the third question is, am I doing anything or not? You'll ask me that whether you have worked somewhere or not. If you ask me that whether, okay, Anubhav, you say that you're a great engineer. Tell me, what have you done so far? And I say, okay, 10 years back, I dropped off my college. And since then, I'm unemployed and I've not done nothing. Then there is no point of me being an engineer now. So if I am a thing of utility, then I must back it by my work experience. So my doability, what am I doing? We're calling it dravyatva. What we're calling it dravyatva. Three names: astitva, vastutva, dravyatva. Because of astitva, the substance is called sat. It exists. Because of vastutva, substance is called vastu. Vastu is thing of utility. Because of dravyatva, dravya is called dravya. Dravya means you are working. You're a fluid. Like a river flows, a dravya is flowing through its different modifications. So one reality has three different names. Because of astitva, it is called sat. Because of vastutva, it is called vastu. Vastu means anything which has certain purpose. A thing of utility is called vastu. Economics, simple economics, all things are called in Hindi. When you read economics, everything thing is a bundle of utility, and that bundle of utility is called vastu. The third is dravyatva. Dravyatva means a functioning vastu, a functioning substance. So substance which is continuously having its change in its forms is called vastu, is called dravya. So it means what? Dravya is having paryay, because of which attribute, because of which rule of this constitution? The third rule, dravyatva. So it cannot be that I have a job and I'm not going to that job. If I have a job, I have to also do that job. Then only it will be understood that I have a job. Similarly, if I have vastutva, then I have to be have in dravyatva. I have to do it, what I am capable of doing. Three things, everybody, we all are, we all are knowing entities, and we are knowing. So we are astitva of jiva, we have vastutva of jiva, we have dravyatva of jiva. Understood? The fourth thing is very important. And the fourth thing is about your sustaining what you are so that there are no transfers. There is no change in the attributes or qualities. What if I get inspired by Kal Dravya and I say that, okay, I do not want to change anymore. I want to change others. I want to be Kal. So there is this attribute of constancy. It means that I am, though, like a fluid, changing continuously, yet I am constant in my changes. There is boundaries to my change. I can become even a jiva, which is level of knowledge as low as that of Nigodya jiva. But I can still not be lifeless. I will still be filled with life because my constancy tells me that my basic attributes will never be threatened. So we call it aguru lagutva guna. What do we call it? Aguru lagutva. The fourth attribute is aguru lagutva. Guru means big. Lagu means small. How do you make anything big or anything small? If I have infinite attributes, I borrow one attribute from you and add on me. I'll be bigger, one more attribute added. So no additions possible. So a guru. And what if I subtract one attribute from myself and I give it to you as a gift? I can, then I'll be a smaller being, one lesser attribute I will have. So alagu. Dravya does not have the liberty of exchanging its attribute with others, of giving away its attributes. Its attribute will not be distributed, will not fritter, it will not scattered. I will, if my attributes go away, then I will destroy myself. It will question the first constitution rule of Astitva. If my attributes can be shared, my Astitva can be threatened. If my attributes are shared and that attribute which is shared is my attitude of utility, my Vastitva will be threatened. And if my Vastitva can be threatened, then my Dravyatva can be threatened. So Agnu Lagutva is the reason that every Dravya is maintaining its own individuality in this cosmos. Yeah. So though air does not have a color, it is colorless. But its Aguru Lagutva has not removed its attribute of color. And therefore, the same air using chemical reactions can be given a color. It can be transformed into a liquid which will have color then. So the Sparshras Gandha world, though they remain absent in air, there is no, there is only touch. There is no color you can see in air. There is no smell that you can see in air. There is no taste of air. Three attributes of Pudgal are visibly absent in air. But Agru Lagu says that worry not. I will convert this same air into the particle of oxygen and it will then mix in your blood and then it will be red in color. It will have its own taste because it will then become your blood. Yes, everyone. So, Agru Lagutvugun does not give the liberty to substances to cross boundaries. Jeev cannot be Pudgal. Pudgal cannot be Akash. Akash cannot be Jeev. Agru Lagut. Four, these four attributes are enough for the world order to work. But there is one more thing. We have these four attributes already. Where do we keep all these attributes? So there is now the provision of space. So we have this attribute called shape retention. So because a substance is a bundle of utility and it is an objective reality, it has to have a certain address. So every substance will have its own pradesh, where it's not a concept which does not have any shape. Every substance will have a shape because it is an objective reality. So Jeev, though formless, will always have a shape. Adharma, though formless, will always have a shape. So they cannot be seen, but does not mean that they do not have their own space. So every dravya will have their own space. It is called shape retention or pradeshatva. Yes, everyone understood? And the last and the most amazing attribute of all these constitution provisions, the most important one is, if there is a tree which fell in jungle, would it make a sound? If there is a tree, if there is a peacock which danced in a jungle, did it dance? How do you know? How do you know? How do
You
you
can
know?
hear it, you can see it.
I cannot, I am sitting here. I'm talking about a peacock 100 miles from my house in a jungle which has no human being, no audience to that dance, and it danced. I'm asking you, did it dance? Can you say it for sure that it danced? A tree fell in jungle. There was no audience to it. I want to know whether while it fell down on the ground, did it make any sound? Did it? This is
If it is his nature,
the
then
philosophical thought which says that existence requires an active audience, a conscious audience, to assert the happening of the existence. So if something exists, I will only know about its existence if I see it. Yes or no? If you do not see it, will you know it does it exist or not? There are so many human beings, but do you know they exist or they don't? You only know the ones you have come across, you are familiar with. There's so many other types of people you have not never seen, but they still exist. But so one of the most important ingredient of existence is that existence does not exist alone. It also wants itself to be complemented by a knowing being. So something which is not known by anybody, does it exist or does it not? There is an object which nobody has seen. Does it exist? Nobody has seen that object. Does it exist? How do you know? It may not. So now Tirthankar Mahavir Swami is giving the path breaking element to this entire constitution making. And this one attribute, it proves of consciousness and all pervasiveness of consciousness. We're calling it Prameyatva Gun. What are we calling it? Prameyatva Gun. Six attributes again. Astitva, because of which the dravya is existing. Sat. Vastutva, thing of utility. Its existence is not meaningless. It is filled with purpose. Dravyatva, it is fulfilling its purpose. It is doing what it is required to do. So it is dravyatva. Then it will keep doing so. Assurity is given by agru lagutva. It will no depreciation will be levied, no repairs, maintenance are required. So Agru Lagutva is that center which is taking care of this long lastingness of this substance. Then we also gave this substance its own space to flourish. So it has its Pradesh because of Pradeshatva. Every substance. Now the most important ingredient for a dravya to exist. See, in our factories, our houses, we have started putting CCTV cameras. Yes. What do they record? If I install CCTV camera in my house, there will be no theft in my house, right? There will be no theft. No thief will be able to enter in my house. Is this what CCTV camera does? Or will it just tell me if a thief enters? It will not stop the thief. it will just tell me that there came a thief last night. Yes, everyone. So, what is the use of such CCTV cameras when they cannot stop a thief? This was sadistic. Earlier, at least, I did not see the culprit who did the theft in my house. Now, I also know him. So, he's stealing my things, showing me his face. Yeah, I theft. I did this robbery in your house. What is the purpose of it? Then I have certain hope that okay, I can trace this thief down. Correct, everyone? Correct.
Hmm.
So what Tirthankaras are telling us, the beauty of this world, the existence, if we believe in, can only be believed if there is at least one person who is knowing it. Because if nobody knows it, then it does not exist. So every substance to exist should have necessarily one chip of Prametva gun, because of which chip this person can be subject of somebody's knowledge. I can see you, not because I have the power to see you, but because you also can be seen. You have the power of being seen. Yes, everyone. Not about my power to see. See, it will be a very great crime. See, it's very wrong thing to do if I click your picture without your permission. Yes or no? Then knowing an object without its permission will also be a crime. Then the knower becomes a culprit because it is knowing without your permission. So Mahavir Bhagwan says that no, it's not crime. Why? Every entity that exists has to mandatorily make it subject to somebody's consciousness. So Prametva Gun is that quality because of which an object becomes the subject of somebody's knowledge. And that's how we know that it exists. But I do not know everything. I do not know everything. Prametva Gun says, so what? You do not know, but there has to be somebody. So there is at least one person who knows about everything because of Prametva Gun. And we call that one person as Sarvagya. So Sarvagya is proved by Prametva Gun because whatever exists has to be known for a surety of its existence. Therefore, every existence should have Prametva Gun through which it can be known by a knowing entity. Because everything which exists has to be known, there has to be a knower who knows everything. That knower of everything is called Sarvagya, is called omniscient, is called our Bhagwan. Because this is the very unique offering of Jain philosophy that we believe in a knower of everything, and we use this knowledge, this logic to prove its existence. Because existence by bringing that object into somebody's knowledge. And I do not know everything, but everything that exists can be known by somebody. Then only it will be called an existing entity. Something that cannot be known does not exist because how will we ever know that it exists? So everything that has to exist has to be subject of somebody's knowledge. That one person who knows everything, whose subject of knowledge is everything, that one person, its existence is possible. We are calling him Sarvagya. Okay, everyone. These six common attributes dictate the entire making of this universe. Because of these six substances, all the philosophical wisdom of Jainism will occur. Astitva will say that we do not believe in a creator because something that exists does not need a creator, and something that does not exist cannot be made, cannot be brought to creation. सत का विनाश नहीं और असत का उत्पाद नहीं. तो अस्तित्व गुण will negate to the existence of a God who created this world. Vastutva gun will negate the very fact that there are some important substances and some ordinary substances. There are some people who are deserving to be God. There are some people who are petty beings, they have to be made in this question. So Vastutva Gun is the great equalizer of every object. Dravyatva Gun says, I do not need your help for my work. I have the capability of doing my own work. And therefore, one substance cannot do the work of another. Yes. The Agru Lagutva Gun will say, do not be afraid of any happening because it will not pose any threat to you. It will not pose any threat on your existence. Pradeshatva Gun will say, you have your own individuality, you do not owe it to anybody, you do not live in Akash even. You do not even live in Akash. You do not live in Akash. You live in your own Pradesh. So I do not even owe it to Akash. I live in my own Pradesh. Okay? And then there is Pramayatva Gun, which says, I am the knower. I have the power to know everything. Why am I not knowing everything? So I must do something to become Sarvagya. And therefore, Sarvagya Swabhav is told to us by Pramayatva Guna. Fine. We'll stop here. We only did one chapter of part three. In the next session, we'll complete the part three because now it has very simple chapters. If you have any questions, keep them ready. We have already done very important fundamentals of Jainism so far. Six names, Jeev, Pudgal, Dharmadharma, Akash, Kal, we did in the last session. This session we did Dravyagun Paryay and Astitva, Vastutva, Dravyatva, Prameyatva, Agru Lagutva and Pradeshatva. These six very fundamental charters of this world that we all must know about. Okay? If you have any questions, we'll be keep taking them in the next session. For the time being, let's do Jinvani Stuti. निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है उसके लिए चिन्हवाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है उसके लिए चिन्हवाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है 9 times का नमोकार मंत्र लेकिन वाणी माता की जय हो महान जैन धर्म की जय हो